What's the worst thing you ever did as horny teenager? My BF and I scrounged up enough money for a hour at the local motel. Soon after we realized I locked the keys in the car. We had no money and couldn't call anyone, so we broke a window out. Played dumb the next day when my parents saw my window. Back in the day, if your parents were home, there was nowhere in this town where you could bang. The cops patrolled every dead-end street and every nearly empty parking lot. So I got the bright idea to pull my car alongside other cars at a dealership lot and use that as a spot to bang in plain sight. Never got caught, but if they were checking the cameras, someone saw a lot. Got caught in the dark end of the school parking lot once. I have no idea how long the cop was sitting there. He suddenly just turned on his spotlight and my girlfriend popped right up. I'm pretty sure the cop got a full view of her tits cause he let us off after asking her to step out of the car to ask if she wanted to be there. It was awkward, but me and her started joking and laughing about it from the get-go. One thing I remember the cop asking me is, what made you choose the school parking lot? And I just said, cause it's dark. Used a can of dry shampoo to masturbate with, only I used the capped end. The lid came off and got stuck in my vag. Took ages to get it out as the edges of the cap were stuck behind the opening. I bled a little. Ducked a banana peel wrapped in duct tape. Then I flushed it down the toilet and it actually got stuck. Naturally I was horrified that it would come back up as my dad was sitting there plunging the toilet trying to figure out why it was blocked up. Thankfully it ended up going through and I never had to explain why duct taped banana peel was in the plumbing. Rubbed one out while riding a bicycle. I was on a long distance bike tour in rural Wisconsin. Wasn't me butt in swim class I saw a girl put her nether parts against one of those water jets. My husband and I have been together since high school and there was a rumor he got his penis stuck in a Gatorade bottle. He had to rip it off and thought he broke his penis. His friends would straight on rag on him. I think he confided in one and they told everyone. I never actually believed it, but a couple of years into marriage and he admits it was true. Edit. He was very adamant I clarify it was Gatorade and not Powerade. Edit 2. My highest rated comment by far now is about my husband sticking his penis in a bottle. Thanks everyone. My parents like traveling, even though we don't have much money. We finally went to Washington DC, so we wanted to spend loads of time. I got super horny and I nutted in the Lincoln Memorial bathroom. Yeah, no, I thought I was a really horny teenager, but reading these comments makes me feel like a Puritan. Went off the trail at the Grand Canyon and wanked in the bushes. That's extreme. At least you got a good view. I'm sure everyone else did too. I used to jerk off in the living room whenever I felt like it. And to this day I don't know if anyone found out. Edit. I had a blanket over me and I made sure I wasn't sitting next to anyone. But they would walk by me every now and then and I had to stop. Orgasm 10 times with an electric toothbrush in a day. 9/10 dentist recommend. The 10th dentist could not be reached for comment. She was locked in the bathroom. Toothbrush noises could be heard through the door. I thought I was home alone. My parents walked in on me and a vacuum cleaner getting acquainted. My dad couldn't stop laughing. My mom was horrified. Later on, it was the most uncomfortable dinner ever. My dad just sat there snickering in between bites of meatloaf, while the only thing my mom said to me the whole time was, "Adam, eat." Soon after that, I got the talk from my father. Edit. This got lost. So I'm moving it here for those asking. It created this airtight seal around my dung. But if I lifted the hose just slightly, it let enough air get through that it created a significant amount of vibration. Which felt pretty amazing, if I remember it correctly. Yes, I did finish in it. It was actually my second go round within a half hour or so when they caught me. A dent ended up forming in the top of it because it overheated thanks to a lack of airflow. Later, my dad basically told me to stop SXing the appliances and to keep my distance from the wet and dry vacation. Edit 2. Thank you so much for the silver and gold awards. You guys are too kind. Masturbate 17 times in 24 hours. Edit. A few people asked. No, I wasn't taking anything, and I'm a guy. Also thanks for the gold. Make a makeshift fleshlight. You get a glass and put 2 sponges in the glass with a rubber glove in between them. Then I put it in between my mattress and bed and ducked it. Worst part, since I used hand cream for lube, it dripped out onto the carpet. I have a dark blue carpet. Man, I was a horny AF teenager. Preferred masturbation technique was to sit/bounce on a pillow held vertically between my legs on my bed. Straddled/humped my bedpost/footboard. That one was a bad idea. Hardwood. Think I bruised my bits a couple times. Humped stuffed animals. Lubed my fingers with soap and put them up my butt. Bad idea. Fun at first. And then the stinging starts. Paintbrush equals makeshift dildo. Heavy/under the clothes petting at prom with my BF. They had like a photo booth thing set up in a room off the dance floor. But the worst was probably had a personal computer in my bedroom. Logged into this dumb little strip poker flash game that had a built-in chat room. Spent probably 6 to 8 hours masturbating/sibbering with anonymous people instead of sleeping. Got kind of dehydrated as the door was closed down. Well, it's sweaty work. Had school the next day. Was dead on my feet. Found my parents' back massager with an attachment that cut the head of my clock. Use that sometimes. Mom found out once or twice. And I'll never forget her saying, I know it feels good, but... Not me, but a friend of mine swims up to me and another buddy at swim practice. Hey guys, have you ever whacked it and your balls hurt after? Nah man, you might wanna get that looked at. Yeah, I didn't think beating it that many times before practice would hurt. How many times? Oh, IDK. Like 20 or 25 feet. Around 16 years old, 16 years ago, before handheld screens were a thing, I got drunk alone at my parents' and printed off almost 50 pages of close-up vaginas and plastered them all over the bathroom wall with thumbtacks. After an awesome 360 wank session, I went to my room and paced out drunk. Before I could dispose of the evidence, my sister walked into the vagina room. Before I got rid of it, she still jokingly brings that up. Over a decade later, as if that was embarrassing enough, soon after my father used the computer for work reasons and had to use the printer, there was one gigantic vag left in the printer queue. Edit. Thanks for the silver and gold. Not entirely sure I'm proud of it, but super thankful either way. I've posted this before but deleted it. But I grew up in a very conservative Christian home, so asking my mom for birth control and or condoms was not an option, so asking to get a dildo was out of the question. So in my infinite wisdom, I improvised and would use the glass banana from this decorative bowl of glass fruit my mom kept on the dining room table. I knew how dangerous it was, but it was a risk I was willing to take. The banana luckily never broke, but it was still shameful to have to sit at the dining room table every night for dinner being reminded of my dirty little secret. I took 2 Ziploc bags and put warm water mixed with lotion in them. Mixed them together in the bags and put them under the mattress right on the edge. Was going to town on it and it felt amazing. Until one of the bags burst and got liquidy lotion all over my mattress. I had no idea the damage until years later when I moved out. That spot was moldy and super gross, and I had no idea I was sleeping on that for years. Humped a hole in microwaved watermelon. I do not recommend. Edit. I used a sliced cross section, so it was a circular disc of unfruitful bliss. I was the official pun distributor for my middle school. This was before PunHub and smartphones. I was a good writer, so I would take commissions to write you and your crush self-insert erotica. If that wasn't up your alley, I had a massive binder of smut printed from the early internet. I'd staple stories into booklets and loan them out to other students, based on whatever ship or budding kink they were into. Helped at least one of my friends realize he was gay. I have no idea how we never got caught. Would be ducking my then girlfriend, now wife, at her mom and stepdad house. I spent the night there. They let me sleep in the bed with her, but told us no fooling around with each other. I was 18 or 19 at the time, she was 16. She lived with me at my mother's and father's house. Anyway, she had one of those beds that was metal, had those metal rods that needed screws at the top and bottom. Bed was loud, squeaky as duck. Anyways, we started doing the deed. Her stepdad was at work, but her mother was home sleeping. We get almost done ducking, bed fell apart. The bed was made out of aluminum and she had hardwood floors. So needless to say, when bed fell apart you heard about 20 or 30 bars falling on the floor. Her mom woke up, came in the room. I'm there on bottom at full mast, while wife is on top, but as naked in the process of getting off me. Her mom laughed and said, "Yup, we loosened up the screws and bolts." I hid a girl's shoe in the dryer so she'd stay at my house longer. We ended up having sex. I ate all the Pringles, took a new pack of dish sponges, and stole a glove out of the first aid kit. It's kind of fun to read the comments and then think, is the poster a male or female? I masturbated hands-free in my math class. I wasn't actually a teenager, I was about 12. Still, I didn't get caught, and I wonder how 12-year-old me had the guts to do that. And for anyone wondering how I did it, I used my thighs to add pressure to my crotch. It's a bit difficult, but it works. Don't know if a guy can do it though. Edit. Your upvotes have increased my ego to the size of the sun. Thanks guys. I was about 17. And I was seeing this guy and we wanted to have sex. We both lived with our parents, so he got a motel room that he paid for using all of his money from a recent cash job he just did. It was the cheapest one we could find and was connected to a truck stop. We had a sex marathon that night. I felt like a prostitute minus the fact I didn't get paid. I cringe every time I drive past that motel. Like this video and this good boy will be your mailman forever. We are Redditation, and we Redditate every day. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a wonderful day you magnificent people.